everyone, Violet here, and I hope you are doing well. It is the middle of the year, and I always find this time, like, you know when you get a big sort of reset for the new year? This is always the time where I'm like, I need another like huge rehaul and reset of my life and like new goals and almost like a new year, you know, halfway through. So a lot of you on this channel probably know that I've used Passion Planner for like over a decade, and Passion Planner has these like mid-year check-in maps, which I really find so perfectly timed. I actually just switched the way that I'm using my planner, so I thought I'd show you because it's really simple. But essentially I am using this like refillable pen, but really it's colored pencils, and it's got different colors, and each of the colors represent something to me, like some different type of thing. So whether it's like a personal sort of creative event or time, or a work-related thing, or you know, when my husband is working, or when Arthur has an activity, or when it's like something we like paid for and we really want to do it, versus something that's more flexible, like an idea, like, oh, we want to go hiking during this time or something like that. I've got a color for each one, like specific to this phase of life of the types of things that we have in our schedule. And so instead of writing out what each thing is, I just am using the color in my planner and blocking out the time. And I actually reordered the colors in the pencil to start from what is like the most important to make sure I get down first to the most flexible, or things that I plan around other things, so that I can like, you know, have a system in which I don't have to keep going back and be like, oh wait, I need to adjust this and switch the times. I was using like a weekly planner along with a daily planner, and my daily planner was mostly like a journal and sketchbook. But now I'm actually going to do it all in one. I'm just trying to make things simpler. So I'm now journaling for each day, just a little review of the day over the colors of the day. And then I'm pasting like Polaroids on top and stuff like that. And I'm using the back of the planner. There are a bunch of blank pages. I'm going to be using that as my sketchbook. It's a really nice quality of paper too, so it works well for that, and I like it because I'll have it on me pretty much all the time. I'll try to have my planner on me. But really this reset was perfectly timed for a couple reasons. For one, we moved, surprise. I feel like we've moved so many times, like this channel has seen me move probably like 4 times. We're here to stay though. We're here to stay. This feels like our forever place, and I don't think I'm gonna do a full like home tour like I've done before, just for like privacy reasons. I'm not sure, but I'll show like clips here and there of our new place. But yeah, this feels like a really grounded place, a place we can really stay. And I've set up the streaming space a little bit differently. I have a little bit of like a less space for it in a way, so I've got like less of a backdrop when I'm streaming, but I am creating it so that I could actually see clients, like locals, in person, and do readings here in person as well. So that is a really exciting new like branch of my business that I'm working on. Gosh, I feel like moving and things like starting an academic year, things like that, it is the perfect time to start new habits, because no matter what, you're recreating your habits anyway, because you're going to be in a new routine, or you're going to be like in a new space. So I'm using this time, and I was really thinking about, okay, what are some like beneficial things that I should shift about my habits? So I decided to change up my morning and evening routines a little bit, or at least change how I think about them to make it feel a bit more doable or more simple. So basically, they each have 3 parts, and each of those parts can shift and change, and I can, you know, edit whatever within them I wanted to have, whatever practices or, you know, self-care type things or whatever it is. But I'll tell you the 3 parts. And I'm thinking of it this way. I'm thinking sun, moon, earth. So starting in the morning, so if I think of like, I'm thinking of the sun as being kind of more like spiritually minded. The mirror as being something kind of like self-care type, looking in the mirror, feeling those emotions, the water element associated with the moon. It's kind of like that self-care. And then earth is more of the practical, like taking care of my body, taking care of my home, kind of taking care of practical matters. And I'm thinking of it like when you wake up from sleep in the morning, you're kind of more in the spiritual world, and then you have to pass through the moon and then get to earth. So in the morning, I start with sun, which is going to be like my spiritual practices, things like meditation, stuff like that, which I really like falling right into after I get out of bed. Like I write down my dreams, I kind of go into like my meditation practices. And then the moon, the mirror, doing those self-care types of things that really like nourish me, make me feel good. And then earth, doing things like taking vitamins, things like cleaning, doing morning chores, that sort of a thing. Then at night, it's like the opposite. So we're starting from earth, we're starting from, our day-to-day, our more practical matters, earth, then passing through the moon and then going into sun. So it's just almost exactly the same, it's just in reverse. And there are different practices that I do in the morning versus at night, different types of chores I do, different types of, maybe I'll take some, herbs or like make herbal tea in the evening, things like that. And the other reason why this mid-year reset came so perfectly is that it is just about the time we've finally like moved our stuff in and gotten all settled. I've kind of gotten some of these new habits going. It is right in time for Lammas or Lunasad on the 8 points in the wheel of the year. I adore Lammas. It's the first harvest festival, so it's got this feeling of gratitude, of like looking how far you've come and what you've created, but then also kind of the other side of the coin of planning for the future, like planning for the winter, you know what I mean? Like, what do I need more of? What do I need to save? What plans do I need to make? So I always like to work with my planner in a special way during the time of Lammas, so I like that I'm like using a new system with it, and that's pretty neat. But one thing I feel really inspired to do this Lammas, especially because it's the grain harvest, a lot about like baking bread. I want to get into the habit of making sourdough bread. And we recently bought bread from a local person who I think is actually about to move, so our source of bread might not be very long lasting. But what's incredible is one of the ingredients he lists in the bread is dewdrops. It's so magical. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I want to make bread with like moon water and stuff like that. So I want to start up with that practice a little bit. So those are my Lammas plans. Let me know what your Lammas plans are. Oh, I suppose when this goes out, Lammas will be over. So I hope that you had a wonderful one. You're still in the energy. You can still celebrate. You can still think about the grain and bake some bread, do some kitchen magic, do some planning. And I guess the other big shift and change is I'm taking this channel, definitely the video aspects, so probably starting right after this video, into more of like a spiritual education direction. And my thought right now is to start with like how to safely harness your intuition and your personal discernment and that clarity to be able to safely enter the spiritual world. So I'm going to start with some like basic practices and things that are very helpful, and then I think I want to dive right into the elemental kingdom and then get into stuff like that, like the fairies and the elementals. And I guess I also have a semi-new schedule that I'm working with on this channel, and that is Monday, Wednesday, Friday streaming. I've kind of really found that for tarot readings, it's best, especially like live stream where I'm reading for a lot of people, it's best if I can take a day off in between. I'm also trying to keep the weekends clear. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is like perfect. And then Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to be making videos and doing more like admin work. But I'll be posting a video every other Thursday. And then actually on alternating Tuesdays, I'm going to be posting a chapter of my novel every other Tuesday on Patreon. I'm really, really excited for that. And actually that's another new change, is that I'm stepping away a bit from NaNoWriMo. I'm trying more so to write throughout the year. So this is something that's going to keep me on target, like After this novel is done, I have another one partially that I've worked on, and that one will be the next one that I'll start releasing chapters for, and then after that I have this dream of a fantasy series, but I'm still in the world building stages of it. But yeah, I found a local writing group actually that's doing like a novel in a year kind of goal thing, and they are also starting in July. So like so much I feel like is starting in this halfway, this mid-year point. Anyway, let me know if you are doing any sort of mid-year resetting, or if anything from this video sparked any ideas with you. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Spiritual education. I'm so excited to get started. All right, thank you so much.